Hey. Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right, Capricorns, thanks for being here. Let's see what we've got, Caps. We have got a Two of Wands in the reverse. Well, somebody's no longer at a crossroads. Somebody knows what they want, who they want, how they want this to go. This is a decisive person. Wow, Ace of Swords, Magician. I don't know who this is, but they know exactly what they want with Capricorn, or they know where they're going. If this is Capricorn, Capricorn themselves is perhaps extremely clear on what they want, where they want to go, why they want to go a certain route. I would argue that our Capricorn here is perhaps in the energy of, if this is Capricorn, and we don't know just yet, but we have clarity the direction someone is going. And it's a direction that leads to peace. They're at peace with this decision. Once upon a time, somebody, possibly a fire sign, was at a crossroads, didn't know what to do. Could have been somebody with long dark hair. Whether they're masculine or feminine is irrelevant, but someone was paused, was waiting, was wondering what to do, wasn't sure about what to do. And then clarity came in, and with that clarity came the sense of peace. We see that the sword, the Ace of Sword, the sword of truth, is pointing right at the amethyst crystals, saying, take the action that brings the greatest peace, the thing that our character really wanted to manifest in the first place. It almost seems like, by the way, this could be a Virgo Gemini that Capricorn was dealing with, but it almost seems as if they had to quit using logic or heart. They had to use both, and then it became clear. We have a Four of Pentacles. This is somebody who held back from Capricorn for a period of time. This is somebody who, I don't know if they were always on their toes around Capricorn, but that Four of Pentacles is holding back, not taking action. I don't know why they felt like they couldn't or they shouldn't. Ace of Wands is upright. This is somebody who has a ton of passion, but they also needed to bring out the white flag. Okay, so this is somebody who's been at a crossroads not knowing, could I come back in and have peace with Capricorn? So maybe they thought Capricorn wouldn't want to talk to them, wouldn't feel warmed toward them, would not want their energy back. And they had to first acknowledge, but I need to talk to Capricorn. I need to set things right. I have a great passion and desire for us. We've got the olive branch here. I have a great desire for us to be in good standing again. I do think that whatever happened here, they were really bothered by, being at odds with Capricorn. Ooh, Ten of Swords. It's because it was a terrible ending with the scorpion sting. Holy smokes, that Ten of Swords that's bad business. This did not end well. Someone was really bothered with the way they think and I want to say Scorpio, the way they think Capricorn viewed them after that. Maybe what they remember after a very harsh exchange, there could have been an argument, there could have been harsh words. They might remember the look in Capricorn's eyes, and it could have been a look of surprise mingled with sadness, mingled with like some surprise, that of like, I can't believe you just said that, but I also can't believe I'm so surprised by my own reaction. I'm thinking that it was just, they said something mean, and I'm thinking Capricorn just shut down. And I think that going quiet and just letting our eyes do the talking can sometimes be so much more profound. If that's what happened, if there was a painful ending, if there was harsh words followed by just like silence, I do think that this character has been really acutely aware of how Capricorn viewed them in that moment, because all of this it's so focused on how they really want to have peace with Capricorn. They really want to connect to Capricorn again. Peace is all over this. Seven of Coins. It's kind of like, has enough time passed, perhaps, that they're feeling like they can reapproach now. Let me ask, why did we start out with that Two of Wands in the reverse? What was it in the first place that was ever making them like pause? Action of Wands. Well, they were very passionate. They wanted to either get away from Capricorn at one point in time. Maybe they were like, oh, I'm just going to go be single. I'm going to ride off on my motorcycle into the sunset. But then what? Messenger of coins. There's something about the words that Capricorn said that they carried with them no matter what. What was this painful ending? Because it keeps feeling to me like they said something mean. Three of Cups. I mean, it could have been something that's like, you know, hey, there's so many other fish in the sea. I mean, it could have been, I mean, yes, there are lots of other fish in the sea, right? But the reason we are drawn to one particular fish is because they stand out. When you have so many fish in the sea and there's one person that you connect to differently than others, that's really, really special. And I'm almost wondering if this person said something out of anger, said something, because they keep feeling like somebody who, I don't want to paint them as a villain, but they definitely like maybe blow hot and cold pretty easy. If they get frustrated, they're just like, blah, you know what, I'm just going to leave. I don't need this BS. It feels kind of like somebody who didn't have great control over their personal energy. And I say that because they are very, I look at aces as personal. They're very hyper focused on themselves, on how they feel, on what they're going to say. And they really seem to just kind of run with it. Whatever they feel, however they're going to express themselves, they just go with it. I feel like there's very little self-constraint on this person. So whatever they said, at least in this storyline, they said something mean. And I think it was not about third parties, like I'm going to go get me somebody else, but like, you know what, there's plenty of other people out there. And that might be why we've got Capricorn's eye looking at them like, wow, that doesn't even deserve a response. I kind of think that how do you come back from that when you acted like a little punk? Because that's what this person is looking like a punk. I don't know. I feel like they're too cool for school kind of attitude. Even the motorcycle that they ride here, I'm not saying they necessarily have to ride a motorcycle, but it's painted in some groovy, like kind of badass art. I don't know. Just it feels like they are trying to be like a rocker or a rock style, nobody can tell me nothing kind of attitude. That if anything isn't going quite the way they want it to, they just kind of mouth off. And I almost think that in doing that, that's what made them say, I don't know, how do I come back from this? So what's changed that after behaving kind of abominably, they would be thinking about like, I need to come back in and say something. Well, we do have the King of Swords, and the King of Swords is, well, in this case, he's kind of like got sooty angel wings. Here he is again, kind of looking badass, right? He's got all the, sleeves, tattoos. He's making sure he cut all of his, sleeves off of his shirt so he can show his tats. But we see him in kind of I'm not going to say defeated, but definitely a bit of a fallen angel, right? He's like, he landed smack dab on his butt all of a sudden. But that's also where he found honesty in himself. Man, I acted like, class A ass. He can call it like it is. Even if he is kind of a badass, he also knows when he's just being an ass, is what it comes across as. This is somebody who's intelligent enough, even sensitive enough, to be able to like call himself out on his behavior once he comes down from that whatever ego high is. That's the way this character is coming across. They aren't a villain, but they aren't perfect. They're far from it, right? Sooty little angel wings. But at the same time, they're every bit as passionate right now about making peace with Capricorn. It does not sit well with them. What happened, the way they behave, the way they spoke, it does not sit well with them. This is not something that this person is not like so out of touch with their own actions and behaviors. Maybe they know that they have a short fuse. Maybe they know that they are a product of their environment. Maybe they had kind of a rough, like background that made them have to kind of fight for stuff, and maybe they're too swift to always be willing to like my way or the highway and just like spout stuff off. That could be like what they even perceive as a flaw in them, because they may get fired up and their mouth runs before their brain thinks. Because if you look here again, what we see is the brain and the heart with the DNA in the middle, right? What their heart feels, what their brain is thinking, still has to be connected by the essence of who they are. And I just don't know that everything gets translated very well out of this character's mouth. Again, this is no excuse for them behaving in a hurtful way, not at all, but it is simply the explanation, not an excuse, but just the explanation of it. But I feel like they know this about themselves. This is something that I don't think even they like, this aspect of themselves. They needed to show restraint. They need to temper themselves. The big thing is they got to go talk to Capricorn. They have a very powerful desire to have peace with Capricorn again. Now, that does not mean that Capricorn needs to have peace with them. In fact, this might have been across the line, and it's like, forget that. You can't come back in and talk to me anymore. Not after you said something that was just intended to be mean. I don't want mean people around me. I mean, Capricorn would be well within their rights to say, no, thank you. Not going down that road again. Your apologies make you feel better, but it's not going to make me feel better. We could take it that way. But right now we've only seen their side of things. Let's just look at Capricorn. Where's Cap at? We got a 7 of Pentacles. Okay, so funny because we just, finished. That was the last card in their lineup. And now we have the 7 of Pentacles. Like, Capricorn is also aware that time has passed. Things have changed. So we can see that Capricorn has grown. I always think of 7 of Pentacles as like, that's a positive amount of growth. Just like we saw that person who behaved poorly in the past has stepped up to a king of swords now, who's being honest with their own past behavior, and they don't like how they behaved. Again, a king with sooty little angel wings, but a king nonetheless. So they've made positive change. And so Capricorn has made positive change as well. And it says Capricorn has become a Queen of Pentacles. And with this 8 of Wands, this could be one of two things. Capricorn is either, like, this is in ancient history as far as they're concerned. Capricorn's been, projecting their life forward. They've been building, growing other things in their life. They've been really flourishing. They've been maybe meeting a Sagittarius, maybe taking archery classes, horseback riding, whatever they may have been doing has been, blossoming in their life. But I could also say they may have over time come to the same conclusion that I would be generous enough to hear this person out if they ever wanted to talk. This is such an interesting 4 of Cups, because we have, normally this is like a card of missed opportunities, illusions, or boredom, but she's actually sitting here kind of smiling, kind of grinning, like, it probably won't ever happen. This person will probably never come to talk to me about what happened in the past. That's an illusion, but you know what? I can just kind of chuckle at myself over that. They probably won't ever come toward me, but that's fine. It just feels like Capricorn's in a pretty accepting of the past kind of attitude. If the past comes a knocking, yeah, right, like that's going to happen. That's kind of the way they chalk this up in their mind. But if the past did come a knocking, they're like, yeah, well, I would hear them out. We got the World card. This is Capricorn all day. Capricorn has not let this break their stride or hold them back. They're very much in the energy of, I'm all right. I'm going to keep moving on. I'm going to keep doing the things that I need to do for me. In particular, this next upcoming year seems to be a pretty important one for Capricorn. They may have big plans for what they want to do this year. They may be moving. They may be doing international travel. This can represent global travel. They may be like exploring things that they've wanted to do for themselves for a long time. What's interesting is that this little doggy, which is usually the companion or the guide that goes along with the Fool, and granted, this is the World card, not the Fool, but they have the Fool walking toward, what represents the portal of the next, timeline in the World card, because the Fool represents the brand new beginning. But the little guide that goes with the Fool is actually looking back like, hey, wait a second. Dogs are very perceptive. Maybe somebody's power animal is a dog. Maybe Capricorn is really connected to a particular dog. But their guide is saying, hey, I know you're gung-ho to move forward, but just know that there is still something coming up behind us. We have the sun. Leo. There is some great happiness that is still like going to dawn in Capricorn's life, even if they don't know it yet. There's still going to be some tremendous growth or opportunity or something showing up in Capricorn's life. And I do feel like it comes from what's already in the past. We've got this 9 of Wands. I know it didn't look like Capricorn was held back by whatever had happened in the past. And I don't really think that they have been, but I will say sometimes things that we didn't know were, look, humans are resilient, right? And our character, although fictional, we assume is human, therefore has the attributes of a resilient human being. Just because we're resilient doesn't mean that we don't still have scar tissue or wounds, right? So I am thinking that whatever is still going to be popping up from the past, and I'm not saying it has to be this person, although we see their strong desire to pop back up, but whatever it is could potentially, although it would be unexpected, it could have the impact of stirring up some old pain, but also illuminating it and maybe letting an old pain get really highlighted and maybe worked through in a way Capricorn didn't even know it needed to. We've got the Page of Wands. It could also spark passion again. What is this? This says it's still happening even in the next like 48 hours before we roll over into the year of the snake. That feels like the wrong deck. Hang on. I'm really enjoying this one right now. What is this? There's our Capricorn coming out as the devil. It is something that Capricorn themselves would genuinely be intrigued by, but they might also say, this thing from my past that might be popping up that I didn't expect. This could bother me as well. It could stir up some old wounds, and then it could also stir up some old passion or even anger. We have the Princess of Wands, which is the Page of Wands again. So we basically got a little page devil sandwich going on. Look, Capricorn doesn't have to say yes to anything that they don't want, but there is, with 2 pages here that are identical, there is some kind of mutual attraction or an idea that is popping up from the past. And I'm really inclined to say that it is likely this person showing up on Capricorn's radar. I don't 100% want to say that, only because what if this is, I mean, we all have lots of people we've known in the past. Maybe this is some other person from the past. Maybe it's a Leo. Maybe Capricorn is going to be stunned that this person we talked about is showing up and they're one of the pages, but so too is someone else. It is possible that Capricorn, especially as they're about to enter this new phase of their life, could have not 1, but 2 individuals from their ancient history showing back up at approximately the same time. I know that's kind of a mind bender, but we do have duplicated energy, and it seems like it's coming in out of nowhere. Right now we have a strong planetary alignment, and we also are still in the year of the dragon. So that's why I'm kind of like, this feels like 2 different people that are like old flames that could pop up, and Capricorn might be stunned because they would not have expected anything from the past. They're not looking for anything from the past. We saw them, aim toward the future only. So what is the message to Capricorn on all of this? Because this may not be what Capricorn wants to hear, but these are the cards that fell out. Page of Cups. Okay, the universe says it is such a great time to go ahead and just simply open up the next chapter, okay? If people are coming in to say sorry, Capricorn, and they're getting more than one apology, awesome. Doesn't mean I got to take you back. You're saying sorry could be like, sweet, we'll write that down in the ledger and then we'll still turn the page. Moving on. Thank you, next. It really could mean nothing more than, that's awesome. Wrapped up that cycle. We have an Ace of Wands and we have the Devil. Again, because the Devil is Capricorn, this would normally be Capricorn in their strongest energy, and maybe they are recognizing that they had some toxic exes and they might be really glad that, maybe this is proof that those toxic exes at least recognize their own actions in the past. Still doesn't mean that Capricorn is going to say, awesome, now I want them again. Giving an apology, gifting, an closure like that could be amazing, but it could also be that Capricorn goes, that's so interesting. I didn't even realize until now just how much I wouldn't want those exes back. Sometimes when we see somebody again or we hear from somebody again, even somebody that we thought we moved on from, but they're still trying to come in and stir up the past, instead of having a spark of attraction, we could be very stunned where we go, I can't believe it, but that's what gave me the closure. Do you notice how we have the yin yang symbol illuminated at the top of this, and it's hovering over a brain? It makes me think that Capricorn is going to get unexpected closure. The Page of Pentacles is like, I don't know, Capricorn could even say to one or both of them, I'm so glad we talked, and it could be really sincere. I'm so glad. Now, Capricorn may not be rude enough to say, because I can see what a train wreck you are, and I'm so glad I'm not with you. They probably won't say that, but they'll probably give this person or people some kind of like genuine offering of absolution, right? Don't worry about it. You know what? We're good. It's all good. We're cool. I almost think Capricorn is like, whew, dodged a couple bullets there. Now I see it, because this all looks very positive. It's funny how we have not only one ex, but possibly two coming back, and all we see is Capricorn going, oh, hallelujah, I did not end up with either of them. I can be nice to them. I can be cordial. I can wish them well. I can tell them that I hope the best for them, because I think Capricorn really does. I think there's, oh, this is nice. Yeah, Capricorn's not taking either of them back. There's no leaps of faith. There's no, okay, let me try it again with you. If anything, Capricorn is like, you know what I want? You know what I'm sure I'm going for now? My next chapter, here's the world up above on this Emperor card, right? So there's Capricorn. Capricorn wants an Emperor or better. I don't even know what's better than an Emperor. That's pretty much top of the line. This Capricorn is absolutely not dealing with exes that are toxic, that have to come in and say sorry for all of their wrongdoing in the past. This was just total completion for our Capricorn that reminded them, I really, truly only want an Emperor. I wouldn't accept less than that. Never should have, never will again. But I'm just so, it feels so light right now. This feels so heart-centered. I almost want to say thank you to those exes for popping back in and letting Capricorn, close out cycles with them. Because seeing those exes again or hearing from them again, I almost think Capricorn could even be turned off by like the sound of an ex's voice. They're like, God, the way they explain stuff always sounds so, all I hear is more and more like tales of how easily they are puppeted. And that's definitely not what I want. I want a man or a woman who cannot be puppeted, somebody who knows their own opinions. All I hear when I listen to the ex is how they were a victim of somebody else's greed and blah, blah, blah. No, I want an Emperor who shuts down people that would try to manipulate them because they're unmanipulatable. I don't know how to say it. They can't be manipulated. That's what I want. Thank you, exes, for showing me exactly what I genuinely am looking for. It's the opposite of every ex I've ever had. I kind of think, do we have an Emperor on the horizon? Is Capricorn going to meet an Emperor? We got the Seven of Pentacles again. This is so common that we're seeing the Seven of Pentacles, right? We've seen it 3 times now. Once for the ex of the past, once for how much time has passed for Capricorn in their evolution, and now we see it again. The seeds have already been planted. Yes, this is a hell yes. Our Capricorn's going to end up with some furry, sexy, amazing Emperor, somebody who's got maybe, I don't know, maybe they've got big hair, or they've got lots of facial hair, or they have a voice that is just like it carries, across a room. It's something, they could be a singer, they could be somebody who's maybe they are fairly loud, but they're very powerful. I think Capricorn, I'm not going to say that their exes have been weak individuals. That sounds super rude, but exes who admittedly were tangled up in stuff all the time. And Capricorn is like, that's a big turnoff. I only want somebody who wouldn't allow themselves to get tangled up in drama. Well, the reason Capricorn is headed toward an emperor is because they kind of subconsciously made these decisions already. Reconnecting with exes, hearing from exes, all it does is it serves to like illuminate and solidify that that's right, I am moving forward. So really beautiful, really beautiful. Somebody could be into gardening, farming. They could be planting corn this, growing season. We got a King of Cups. We got the Queen of Wands. This is beautiful. This, even though they're not like a pair as far as like being from the same suit, it still is a king and a queen. This essentially is the kind of relationship that I think Capricorn is headed for, right? They want a really amazing partnership. They've planted the seeds for that already. I kind of think that someone in Capricorn's current environment, whether or not they know it, is going to, like, they're going to change how they look at that person. And they're going to realize that somebody who's already around them is that emperor in disguise. They may think this person is merely a king of cups. Not that that isn't already amazing, but you notice how we've got the lion and lioness on either side. I kind of feel like Capricorn, let me put it this way. If we could be more visual about it, what if the things that we had in our head, the visions that we have in our head, like right now I'm thinking about coffee. So what if you all could see that there's like a big old steaming cup of coffee with some frothed like oat milk in it, sitting there hovering right next to my head, because that's what I'm picturing. That's what I want, so you can see it. And wherever I go, people who look at me can see what's on my mind because it hovers around me. That's basically what we're seeing. The way Capricorn walks in, they may as well have the image of a lion and a lioness flanking them, because this is what they want, nothing less. And when you walk in with like an agenda, when you walk in and your desire is so like emanating from you because you're manifesting it so hard, because this is authentically what you expect, this is what you want and nothing less, I kind of feel like that's going to have two actions. It's going to repel people that cannot live up to those expectations, and it's going to draw like a magnet somebody who can like see exactly what it is that you want. And I kind of feel like that's already the energy that is like pulsating off of Capricorn. They're emanating what they really want, what they really think, what they're really hungry for. And I think someone in their immediate surroundings is like answering the call. You notice their arms are wide open, like, it's me, I'm right here, I can see what you want, it's me, baby. I kind of think Capricorn hasn't noticed it yet, but to see those seeds having been planted, maybe this person works at a farm and garden store, but they are somebody who is exactly the lion that Capricorn wants. They just haven't noticed this person yet, but they're already in Capricorn's environment. I think that they'll probably notice this person pretty soon, but universe, you have one message for them about, how to notice that. We've got the 9 of Cups. Keep focusing on what Capricorn wants. And there could be, let's talk about it in simple context also. If Capricorn really would like to have anything in life, whatever it may be, not even thinking about it in context of relationship, but let's say Capricorn really would like to have, find a really great cafe to have lunch in. And then lo and behold, somebody mentions, oh, I just had the greatest salad at whatever. And it's like, oh, I've been looking for a new place. Awesome. When little things like this that Capricorn wants might start to be manifesting into their life, practice more of that. Practice thinking about what Capricorn wants and then seeing it like show up in Capricorn's life. They're thinking about something and then poof, it starts to, they drive by and they go, oh my God, look at that. That's exactly what I've needed. I needed a bed frame, and I'm driving by and I see somebody has a free sign out there on something they just moved out of their house. Sweet. I don't even have to go buy it. I'll just pick it up on my way home and I just got a free bed frame. Whatever it is, the free item that's like, how did that show up out of nowhere? I was thinking about it and then there it is. The more Capricorn practices that manifesting, the easier it will be for them to perhaps then say, and by the way, I'm also wanting to manifest an amazing emperor. And when they see an amazing emperor, when they maybe notice that person who's standing in front of them as they're thinking about emperor, they might put two and two together and be like, oh, could it be you? I didn't think about it, but every time I think of what I want, it seems to show up. And now I was thinking about emperors, and here's this King of Cups. Holy hell, could that be him? Could that be her? Could that be the one that I've been asking for? How interesting. I feel like it's going to be very like magical and seemingly serendipitous, but it's really that we have got a incredible amount of manifestation going on for this Capricorn right now. That's really awesome. That's probably one of the most exciting Capricorn stories we've had in a really long time. You know, for a while, we always had stories about like some romance at a distance. And then lately, we've just kind of been a little bit blasé. I felt like some of our Capricorn stories weren't like very spicy or exciting. And this one felt really exciting to me, especially there at the end. That's like super. I don't know. I'm happy for these Capricorn stories now. They're taking a bit of a shift, which is really nice to see. All right, you guys, thank you so much for being here. Hey, sissy. Hi, sweetheart. Thank you so much for being here. MK, shout out to you in Canada. Tammy Secord, Karen Bishop. Megan, great to see you. Hi, Crystal Suzanne. How are you, honey? Renee, great to catch you. Right back to you, love. 01 Frequency, Way Up Network. Oh, thank you, honey. Violet, you were first in the house. All right, you guys, thanks so much for hanging with me so late tonight. I'm going to bounce on over to Tarot Dog and do a storytelling over there. I'll probably see some of you there. Lots of love. Thank you again, guys, for being so patient with me. All right, I'll see you again real soon. Bye, Caps. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up.